Your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home for burials and cremations is Curtis and Son Funeral Home. Funeral service for Geraldine Catchings Liner, age 76, will be Thursday at 2 p.m. from Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, with the Reverend Doug Whaley officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Visitation tonight at the North Chapel from 5 until 8 p.m. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Mr. Max Fuller of Sylacauga died yesterday at Coosa Valley Medical Center. Curtis and Son Funeral Home announcing, and of course Mr. Fuller was the father of Stan, a local hairstylist here in town, and our condolences to the Fuller family. Curtis and Son Funeral Home announcing. James Honeycutt, age 87 of Sylacauga, died at his residence this morning. Radley Smith Funeral Home with the arrangements. A funeral mass for Mr. Frank Spencer will be celebrated at St. Jude's Catholic Church this morning at 11 a.m. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga. Directing. Frank was a veteran of U.S. Navy serving in World War II. His father, Frank, was a World War I veteran, and his wife, Dorothy, served as a Marine Sergeant in World War II. And he spent his entire working career with Kimberly-Clark Corporation, Radley Smith Funeral Home, with all the arrangements. Funeral service for Wallace S. McGalliard, age 92, will be today at 2 o'clock from Radley Smith Funeral Home Chapel. Reverend Joe Camp officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Mr. McGalliard died Monday, September the 19th. He served in the U.S. Army during World War II and received numerous medals, including 4 Bronze Stars and a Bronze Arrowhead. Visitation today, 12:30 till 2 at the funeral home. Radley Smith Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Billy Wayne Alexander, age 77, is Saturday at 11 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Smith, with the Reverend Tommy Thornton officiating. Burial in the Macedonia Cemetery in Sylacauga. Mr. Alexander died Sunday, September the 18th. Visitation will be Saturday 10 until 11 o'clock at the funeral home. Memorial message may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Mr. Ray A. Banks, age 50, is today at Community Funeral Home Chapel at 1 o'clock, with burial in the Lily Roden Cemetery of Childersburg. Community Funeral Home directing. And visitation for Deanna McPherson Betts of Childersburg. That visitation will be tonight 5 till 8 at the Childersburg Chapel of Curtis and Son Funeral Home, with the funeral service at 1 o'clock at the Childersburg Chapel on Thursday. Curtis and Son Funeral Home with the arrangements. Funeral service for Mr. Dequarius L. Shepherd, age 17, will be Thursday at New Hope, or New Maryland Baptist Church. That's New Maryland Baptist Church of Alpine at 1 o'clock. Burial in the New Maryland Cemetery of Alpine. Visitation today, noon until 8 at Community Funeral Home. The body will lie in state 1 hour prior to the service at the church. Community Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for May Ernestine Campbell Goodwin Gaither of Talladega will be Thursday at 11 a.m. From Ursery Funeral Home. Ron Hurst officiating. Burial in the Pine Hill Memorial Park. The family receiving friends Thursday 10 until 11 at the funeral home. Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega directing that service. And funeral service for Danny Wayne Davis, age 59 of Talladega, will be Thursday at 1 p.m. from Talladega Funeral Home. Brother Marty Phillips officiating. Burial in the Midway Memory Gardens. The family receiving friends beginning at 11 a.m. at the funeral home on Thursday. Mr. Davis died Monday at Shelby Baptist Medical Center. Talladega Funeral Home will direct the service. That's a look at obituaries this morning, brought to you by Curtis and Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361. Your Dignity Memorial Funeral Home for burials and cremations is Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.